My wife and I started to look for a new home back in 2010. We had relocated to Texas, and we were living in this apartment where our two small kids, we just had no room to grow, no backyard for them to play in, and something that wasn't ours, that we were just paying rent. We started our home search originally online, realtor.com, Zillow, and just kind of looked at some homes and never really went out there until we found the one that was for us. That's when we came across Holiday Builders, and we saw this floor plan, the Milam floor plan in Frisco, Texas. Had the great schools, beautiful community, tot lot for the kids, plenty of room for us to grow in. So we meet with the new home sales consultant, and she walks us through the model home, and we're just wowed. So she hands us a card and says, hey, here's our lender. Why don't you give him a call? And I can set up a time for him to chat with you sometime tonight. And it was really simple. I mean, it took 15 minutes total to make the application. So here we are online at our apartment with our kids running around. We're doing the application process. We make it through. It says, congratulations, your application has been submitted. And I'm like, yes, congratulations, right? That's something positive. Here we are, within 24 hours by the next morning, we get a phone call from Kent. He was letting us know that he processed our application, and we had some things to work through. He wanted to meet with us. And do you remember I mentioned we relocated to Texas? Well, so did all my debts, credit card, outstanding balances, FP&L bill. I mean, you name it, it was there. So he walked me and my wife through the process of what we had to do. He's telling us that we can build our home, pick our home site, where our home's gonna be located at, and it's gonna take about 6 months. But the nice thing about taking 6 months is we have 6 months to work on our issues, or my issues, as my wife likes to say. So here we go. Next day, we get our homework list. Everything that I got completed on the list, like if it was paying down a credit card or contacting my student loans, putting them in certain status, or getting a repayment plan on them. Everything that we were going through the checklist, we were getting those documents over to them as they came in, showing them, hey, this has been completed. Our new home's under construction. We're going out there weekly, monthly, sometimes daily, my wife. We're seeing our home being built. Everything that we selected, paint colors, our carpet colors, our tile, our granite colors, So we're out there and going through the list and everything, getting everything to Kent. Here we are trying to save up for our down payment on our new home. I was working during the day. I sold my car. I got a part-time job overnight, and I was taking the DART rail, the public transportation tram, that would take me from 3 blocks away from the apartment down to downtown Dallas. So I would be there from 10 p.m. till about 6 a.m., make it home, and then go to work at 9 a.m. We made it through the steps, working 2 jobs, saving up our funds, getting everything checked off on the list. We're going out to see our home. It's now close to Thanksgiving. Kent says, hey, we're getting ready to close on your home here. We hear from a closing coordinator, so we're excited. This is really happening. All these long hours and stressful nights, it's finally paying off, right? I go to work the next day, which is my primary job. They're using my income for our new home, and they let me go. They say, we are changing management companies, and they started bringing in their own folks slowly, so I was let go. So I walk back home, because we were in the apartment complex, right? My wife says, hey, you're home early. And I'm like, well, I'm home for good. So she says, what's going on? I kind of explained to her, and she grabs the phone and she's like, you need to call Kent. Let him know what's going on now. We got a little motivated, we're like, well, let's go look at the home. Let's just see what's going on over there. So we go look at our home. They're putting the sod down. The trees are going in, sprinklers are going in. I mean, we are almost completed, getting ready for closing. And here I am with no job, right? Our down payment money is saved up finally, or almost there, right? So I'm still working my night job, but they can't use that as income. So we called, and he says to me exactly like this, so do you plan on going back to work? I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, okay. Do you plan on working in the same field? I'm like, well, I would like to, right? He explained to me, if I were to get a job in the same field, making the same or more, we just needed 30 days of pay stubs to go ahead and present to him. So we may not close before Thanksgiving, as my wife is planning to, right? Here we are, sending out my resume, calling places. I get a job, making $1 more an hour, right? Which is always good. We go look at our home again, and we get the call again from the closing coordinator. pushed our closing date back from November to give us about 30 days. So here I am driving to the closing table, pulling up my smartphone, looking for that final pay stub to go ahead and email to Shelter Mortgage. So we make it to the title company, we closed on our home. We got the keys, and we spent our very first holiday, which was our Christmas, in our home. Kids were ecstatic. I mean, we moved from this apartment, so we had no furniture, but we had a home. That was definitely a journey for us, but I'm excited and glad and thankful that this was able to happen for me and my family.